It is no secret. Taylor Swift is a popular culture icon, making waves around the world. But what is it about Swift that makes a venue shimmer the moment she walks out on stage? One mythology expert says the answer is Swift's celebrity archetype. Tyra is in the Arc Lounge this morning to talk with Allison Stieger, an acclaimed expert in mythology, storytelling, and personal information. Tyra?
This is exciting. I've never talked to a mythology expert before, but yes, without a doubt, Taylor Swift has such big influence. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely, I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, thank you. So first off, for those who don't know, and I really don't know, what is an archetype and why does it matter?
An archetype is what you might think of as the most perfect example of any kind of specific human experience. So we talk often about, say, the mother archetype. So everybody knows what a mother is. You could have a bad mother, you could have a good mother, but you know what that means, right? And you know that it's different from a ditch digger or an inventor or whatever. You know that that's a different part of human experience. So archetypes sort of capture what it means to have a specific kind of human experience.
So what is Taylor Swift's archetype? Why do you think people relate to her?
Well, what I think is so interesting about Taylor Swift is that she is, in a way, creating a new archetype in real time. Now, we've got lots and lots of examples of different archetypes in mythology. You look at any kind of Greek god or whatever, and I see her as being very similar to the Greek goddess Artemis. Artemis is the goddess of young girls, the protector of young girls. And what Taylor's doing in her Eras Tour shows is creating a beautiful, safe space for girls and women to experience female joy. And it's very safe, it's very loving, and it's for young girls and for lots of other people too, of course, but it's similar to Artemis in that way. And you actually see some of that. You see the archery imagery coming up a lot in her. She has a song called The Archer, so you can see sort of the tail ends of that showing up in her archetype, that she's protecting young girls.
That's so interesting. It all kind of correlates.
Absolutely.
Wow. And so how are we reacting to archetypal energy when we love or love to hate celebrities, because that happens as well?
Well, what's so interesting about it is that we react to things in ways that we might not necessarily understand on a conscious level, right? So you're going to need a particular archetypal energy in your life. So you might be drawn to Taylor Swift, or you might be drawn to hate Taylor Swift because that's filling a psychological need for you, right? So there are a lot of people that hate Taylor Swift, and there are a lot of people that hate other celebrities that are holding certain kinds of archetypal energy for them. You know, think about politicians or anything like that. If you have a reaction to someone that you don't really understand, and it's really deep and negative or positive, you're probably reacting to the archetypal space that they're holding.
Interesting. You mentioned at the Eras Tour, it's been going on for like
so
over a year.
Yeah.
You go, Taylor. You mentioned, you know, when people attend, especially those young girls, they feel, they love, they're cheering for her. How can experiencing a show like the Eras Tour create a deeper meaning for those fans?
Well, I got to attend it last year, and it was so amazing. The most powerful thing about it, I mean, we're all gathered together to celebrate the music and the work of this particular artist, but the power of that experience, for me at least, was in the crowd. These 70,000 people all having kind of a sacred experience, right? You're connecting to something that's much deeper than and goes outside of your day-to-day life. The power of that mass of thousands of people is an incredibly powerful thing for anyone, right? So the ability that she has to kind of facilitate that and bringing everyone together is a big part of why her archetype is so powerful.
So on that note about, you know, just your day-to-day lives, because we're not going to an Eras Tour every day. I wish we were. But how do these archetypal energies kind of play into our day-to-day lives? Like, could that happen for me at work today?
And the truth is that we all hold archetypal energy for each other.
Okay.
Right. So, and I see this all the time, right? If you have someone that you've met and you don't understand why they're reacting to you the way that you do, I mean, you're a public figure as well, right? So if you have a fan or a person that really, really doesn't like you and they're trolling you in the comments or something, they're probably responding to an archetype. You are holding an archetype for them that you don't understand and they probably don't understand. So it can help us understand what it is that makes people react the way they do that can sometimes seem a little bit inexplicable. So if your child, for example, is behaving in a way that you don't really understand, they might be responding to you holding the mother archetype. They don't really see the person, the smaller person that's inside of this big archetypal space, this big archetypal energy that you're holding. They need the mother archetype. And it made me a better mother when I realized this, right? Like my teenager needs a big, heavy archetype to push against as they're separating themselves from me. So if you can recognize when you're being an archetype for someone, sometimes you can say, yes, I can be that for you, or no, I need to not be that for you. I am not your mother. I am not that thing for you.
I was gonna ask, is there such thing as a negative archetype? Like, could that be looked at,
Yeah, I would say that there are light and shadow aspects to every archetype. So there's dark parts of the Taylor Swift thing. There's dark parts of the different politicians. I mean, they have their light aspects and their shadow aspects. So that's certainly going to be true for anyone.
Wow, so interesting. And if people would like to learn more about your work, is there anywhere they can find you online?
I mean, they can go to my website, mythicstories.com, and I'm happy to talk with anyone, and you're welcome to schedule a call with me and we'll talk.
Awesome. Thanks, Allison. That was really interesting, Holly, right?
That was fascinating.
I just learned so much.
I did too. So Artemis. For Taylor, okay.
Artemis and Taylor, they've got a little correlation.
They got a correlation. Oh, that was absolutely amazing. All right, thank you both so much.